People have been asking me, Beta, I haven't really started anything on Twitch. I'm not really sure what I want to do. Do you have any advice for me when it comes to starting streaming on Twitch? I want to get to point Y. I'm at point X. I want to get to point B. I'm at point A. What do I have to do to get there? And most of the time when people just ask for, just any streaming advice, usually when the question is, do you have any streaming advice for me? My advice usually pans out to be, if your poop is green, go and see a doctor, because that's unhealthy. And technically, based on the wording of their question, that is feasible advice. If your poop is green, you really should see a doctor, whether you're a Twitch streamer or just in general. That applies to the question that you asked. So I usually leave it at that, and then I never know how to answer that question later. But the thing is, I do. I know exactly how to answer this question of how should I start streaming on Twitch? How should I grow my Twitch? And most of the time, people don't ask the question of I want to grow to be as big as you, because that's usually seen as rude. But most people want that. They want their streams to be successful. They want to be able to do this. They caught the fever of it. They love entertaining. They love gaming. They want to show people what they're doing. And that's just, there's some human nature of wanting to entertain. So people ask me, Beta, do you have any tips for streaming on Twitch? And there's several answers that you could take with this. The answer that I know how to specifically go for, the question I know how to specifically go for, is if someone's asking, how do I get myself out there on Twitch? I don't know if that's specifically the question, but I know how to answer that. As far as starting Twitch in general, if you want to stream, it's really up to you, whatever you want to do. Usually it's just that first push that you have to get used to. Like even just making a YouTube video in general, or starting something, starting a YouTube channel, starting a Twitch channel, starting a new hobby. There's always this resistance to wanting to try something new out of fear that it's not going to end well, or I just don't know what I'm doing, that I'm worried I'm going to look like a fool. And that's fair. That's a reasonable fear to that extent. But when it comes to starting Twitch, the only one that can really get it started is yourself. And the best recommendation that I have, and this is the advice that any starting Twitch streamer would really want to hear with regards to actually starting, to getting their foot in the door or getting their feet wet, because everyone loves feet apparently. If you want to stream on Twitch, you have to ask yourself this: what kind of Twitch streamer do I want to be? Do I want to be someone that does variety games where I focus on the video game and talk about stuff from there? Do I want to be a just chatting streamer similar to what Beta does, where I talk about anything and sort of tie that into gaming somehow? Do I want to focus on one specific game? Do I want to be a sort of an esports competitive player? Do I want to be a speedrunner? What approach do I want to take as a Twitch streamer? What would I be comfortable continuing to do, or what really speaks the most to me for however long I want to keep streaming on Twitch? And you can change this at any point, okay? Just know that audiences change, and that's a big thing. You have to ask yourself that. If you're going for the route that you want to be a variety streamer, or you just want to be some regular streamer that plays a video game, that has a personality, that chats with the streamers, that isn't this very outward and charismatic individual, the best advice I have for you, for your first stream that you do, when it comes to just gaming or chilling, there isn't a game in particular that I'd recommend playing, except Fortnite. Don't stream Fortnite. You're not going to get anywhere with that. I'm kidding, by the way. The game that you should be playing when you start streaming, or that first stream that you do, when you promote it to whatever your followers on Twitter, your friends or whatever to stop on, make it a game that you know you can play, but you can also interact with people at the same time. Say for me, the game that I loved the most, and I could talk so much about what I loved and what I didn't love about it, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. That was the game of my childhood. I could sit here and stream that and be able to entertain and chill and talk with you guys all throughout while I'm just playing this game in the back. So you have not only one thing to focus on with the game, but you can also focus on just me talking. So you've got two things to that stream that can entertain the viewer. But we're not even getting to the point of entertaining viewers. What we're talking about right now is starting. Play a game that you are comfortable with being able to multitask in, with being able to talk with your audience and having a good balance between that and playing the game, or talking about the game, or talking about whatever with your chat. There's genuinely a good mix that you should find with regards to that. Honestly, that's probably the best approach I could give anyone. If the game that you can play the most, or the best, or the most efficiently, while also being able to talk at the same time as Fortnite, then god damn it, go and play Fortnite. Go and stream Fortnite. If it's Minecraft, go and do that. We're not really talking right now about putting your stream out there or growing it. Right now, with regards to Twitch and starting out, what you want to focus on is being comfortable doing this whole thing online. Because as soon as the go live button happens, most people don't know what to do. They're very nervous, they're very scared, they freeze up. Like even with me, when I did my first ever stream, I was very panicky. Like I planned this for like months, and it was nothing special in hindsight, but it was just... it was something to sort of get my foot in the door with feeling comfortable with doing. Eventually, if you want to get to that point, streaming could be a second nature where it's just what you enjoy doing, or something that you can just casually just hit the go live button while you're playing a game and do. Now, as for growing your stream, as for getting yourself out there, this is some very off-putting advice, I know, because this is coming from a YouTuber. The best advice that I can give, if you want to grow your personality, who you are online, or your brand, the honest and best advice I can give with that is focus on YouTube. I'm dead serious. Focus on YouTube. Because streaming on Twitch, think about it this way. This isn't supposed to degrade people who have this viewer average in the slightest. If you have 5 viewers a stream, and you're streaming a game like Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, all these other games, the chances of you being found or recommended on this platform are 0. There's no chance you're going to be recommended or found or whatever. However, on YouTube, if you were to put your time and personality and your videos into YouTube, YouTube in a sense is like an investment. You're investing your time to make this video, and this time that you have, it's on YouTube. The first thing you might want to start with, even though there's thousands of them online, is putting some videos on YouTube about some things that you might be able to teach, giving a good example of what a stream on Twitch would be like. Because on YouTube, technically, you're live 24/7. You're live every hour of the day. No matter, like, here's the thing. I know time zones are important with streaming with your audience, but when you're streaming at a set time, and there are people in several different time zones that might not be able to see it, because even if it is in a time zone that people can see it, they might not be able to because timing, whatever, so on and so forth. With YouTube, that video that you make, say you make a video about music, something about music theory, and you're able to market it or put it out in a sense where people are able to find it, that video is up 24/7, and that is technically you being live for that time. So if someone sees that and they want to see more, they already know where your Twitch is because they'll know that it came from your Twitch, or that you stream your sessions or your classes on there. So if people want to see it earlier, they see it there. And with YouTube, with at least what I've done with the furry YouTube thing, with like telling your parents you're a furry, what is a furry memes, furry protogens, furry species. There are all these subcategories in the grand category, not so grand on YouTube, but grand category of furry that when people look it up, my videos will come up. So if you look up furry, you're probably going to find a video of mine. If you look up something very specific regarding to furry, you might find a video of mine. Same thing can be applied to music. It's just how you figure out how to tag and sort of market your video. Like Riff Music Pony. You could have someone looking up like music theory done easy or something on YouTube, and your video will come up. That's more of a recommendation than actual YouTube recommended or actual Twitch recommended channels. So when you have that, you're already getting yourself out there. You're already getting some sort of audience to that extent. It's not guaranteed that they'll come over to your Twitch or anything like that, but if you have something there that people enjoy, you're already getting it out there, and you're not putting in any more work. Once that video is out, it's already doing work for you. Do you want to know how most YouTubers are able to sustain themselves full time? It's not that they're able to sustain themselves because of the uploads that they're constantly putting out. Of course, it helps to keep them relevant and keep them in the recommended or the search engines. What's keeping them up are the old videos that they posted that people are still looking to watch because it covers a certain topic or covers something that they're interested in. So for me, all of my old videos about the furry fandom are still making views, and people are still coming in. And people who are showing up to my Twitch eventually are like, hey, I saw your video on protogens, or I saw your video on the furry fandom species. That's an example of it, of how you can truly get yourself out there without having to like spam someone else's channel to subscribe to you, or spam someone's comment, or go to Reddit to spam your YouTube channel, or like try to self-promote it in like shitty ways. There are ways of self-promoting it in a smart way. And with regards to YouTube, in finding that sort of thing that people are looking for, that little gap in the market that people might want to find, that is how you can potentially grow your stream. Of course, it's hard with like Twitch highlights and stream highlights because sometimes you gotta get lucky and you might not be able to get lucky. But I don't know. I think the bottom line, before you start like actually doing like the business stuff with streaming, get comfortable with it. Find a niche that fits you and what you really enjoy doing. Because I had this issue where I was constantly trying to please the audience that I had back when I did YouTube 3 years ago with the 7 levels of being a furry. I was in a really shitty community and I was trying to pander to those people, but it wasn't true to myself. I was very much worried that I was going to lose what I had. And obviously, regardless of what I did, that's what happened. And so now I'm left here and I've been able to sort of build it up of just being like, this is me. And I'm putting who I am on a silver platter to the rest of the world. And people, as I'd hope, would stay for that. So when it comes to marketing on YouTube or marketing as a content creator or marketing as a Twitch streamer, there are all sorts of things that you do. It doesn't have to just be Twitch. I'd highly recommend trying to branch out your business to other platforms. Staying on Twitch and trying to grow just straight up through Twitch is going to be the hardest thing ever. I can guarantee that. Same thing with YouTube, just growing straight through YouTube. It's a long shot. Some of it might be luck-based, some of it might be effort-based. It's rough. You have to really know what you're doing. And even on Twitch, you can know what you're doing and it couldn't work out. There's a lot that goes into it. And it's important to keep looking at what's happening to at least see where you can move next. That's just sort of the life of a content creator, though. You know, everything with trends comes and goes. Content creators come and go because they might not be able to keep up with trends, or their content dies because they just don't fulfill the quota of what a trend is nowadays. There's a lot that goes into this, and there's a lot of talks that I want to give about this whole thing with marketing on Twitch and marketing on YouTube, or just marketing on the internet. Because surprisingly, people who go into doing YouTube and Twitch who want to get views and want people to watch their stuff completely ignore or stay away from it because they fear it, the marketing portion of it. Which in reality, you know, you don't have to treat it like a business. I highly recommend not to because it's fun. You don't want it to drain you. But even just looking at the trends a bit, doing a bit of research into what you do, can hopefully help you push just a little bit further with what you're looking for. Being in a niche community like the furry fandom, that can help as well, boost you a little bit. And same thing with focusing on YouTube and TikTok. I think TikTok is a big venture for what you can do. TikTok is huge. And if you can find something that sticks with that, keep going with that. But also try to promote what you're really passionate about at the same time. And that's what I do with my videos. You see it all the time. I do the furry videos, and then I do like a random video that I feel like trying on Wednesday, and then I do the rest of whatever else is wanted. And in the end, I'm okay with that. When it comes to advice on furry Twitch, or not just furry Twitch, just Twitch in general or YouTube in general, it's very much hard to do because it needs to be tailored to a certain individual. And there's only so much that you can generalize to help said individual with what they're looking for. But as just a bottom line with starting Twitch, get comfortable with it. And you need to break that shell of just doing it. Just doing it and seeing what you really want to do with streaming. You have to do it. You have to start now. If you don't start, you're going to regret starting because either you don't start later or you're past a trend that doesn't happen. But with that, before I go, I wanted to sort of promote something. I do have sort of a personal consultation business that I do for YouTubers and Twitch streamers. So say you really are having trouble figuring out what to do on how to market your videos or how to market your streams. This is more specific towards like YouTubers because I understand the algorithms and the platform and really how to tag things. If you're really looking for advice with that, I highly recommend you look into my consultation service for content creators on YouTube. This is what it is. It's just a form at the moment, but I do have a YouTube feedback and consultation service because I understand the platform and understand, like, you know, there are certain ways that you can do things and people don't really know some little tricks you can do to get into the algorithm or recommended. But I would recommend it if you need some help or you want something that's more tailored to what you do. So like with Riff Music Pony. But when it comes to it, just like you do the sign up thing, and all I really need from you in terms of it, if you want to sign up for the service, whether it's a one-on-one voice chat conversation for 30 minutes to an hour, if you want a specific video critique in terms of quality, or you want some sort of personalized response based on some very specific questions you might have about your channel or what you do, you've got some options for what you can go for. And once you fill this all out, I might get back to you and I might be working with you. But this is pretty much a sort of means or medium that you can use if you really need advice or help with this. Hey, if you need help on YouTube, this is a service that I'm going to try and push a bit more. It's not guaranteed. Like I said, this isn't like a Ty Lopez thing where I'm guaranteeing you to be able to make money. Just saying. It's more of like a personal passion project that I've wanted to do because I have experience on the platform and I kind of want to share some of it. Either way, yeah, that's my advice for any upcoming Twitch creators.